Today I'm looking forward to going and driving a Mark5 Golf GTI 2-litre turbo. Previously owned a Mk2, a Mk3 and a Mk4 GTI, and neither of the later ones, the Mk3 or the Mk4, really lived up to the Mk2 that I had originally. So it'll be interesting to see how the Mark5 drives. The Mark5 was launched in 2005 and is slightly larger than the Mk4, but continues the familiar Golf family styling in an evolutionary way. As with previous versions, the Mk5 GTI is available in both 3 and 5-door variants, but unlike the Mk4, only one engine size is available, a 2-litre turbo petrol with 197 brake horsepower. The GTI comes with the standard 18-inch alloy wheels, but other wheel designs were also available as options. Exterior design changes compared to the standard Golf include the honeycomb grille with red surround, front spoiler lip flowing through to the side skirts, and the GTI badges front and rear. I really like the design where the rear VW badge opens the tailgate, which is a nice touch to keep the design minimal. The boot has pretty good space for luggage, even my huge camera bag fits in with loads of space around it. The Mark5 was supplied with either cloth or leather sports seats. Although I normally prefer the look of leather seats, in the GTI I think the cloth check pattern works really well, giving a nod back to the Mk2 design, and would definitely be my choice. The 2-litre turbocharged engine produces just under 200 brake horsepower, with the car weighing 1,340 kilos, which beats the power to weight ratio of the Mk2 Golf easily. The Mk4 2-litre GTI with 115 brake horsepower was drastically underpowered in comparison. There were a few common issues with the engine, but for a 15-year-old car is pretty reliable. Ultimately though, what really matters is how the car drives, so let's get it out on the road. Once you're behind the wheel, the seats are incredibly supportive and really hug you well. The downside is that they wear along the side bolsters, where you get in as a result of this. As you'd expect with the power available, the GTI pulls exceptionally well through the gears. This car has the 6-speed manual gearbox, but they're also available with the DSG Auto box, which is actually faster on the 0 to 60 acceleration. The ride is very smooth for a sporty car, and it handles very well around corners. Although I compared to the Mk2 Golf, it's actually a world apart with the levels of comfort and refinement, which is understandable when there's 20 years between them. The dashboard is well laid out and has the same subtle blue on red illumination that the Mk4 has, which is very effective for night driving. There are other nice touches like the turn signals added to the wing mirrors, which are actually far more visible than the ones on my Passat. Some of the interior controls are also very familiar, as they're the same as the Passat Sport that I owned previously, so VW are understandably sharing components across cars. Obviously the 5-door is more practical, but as you can see here, even the 3-door has sufficient space for family use, as the seats move forward enough to give good access. Fuel economy isn't too bad for the performance, with 35 to 40 miles per gallon on average, but obviously dropping when you push the car. Overall, I was really impressed with the Mark5, and I'm definitely considering one when I replace my Mk4 TDI. It's recaptured the spirit of the GTI, with a car that performs brilliantly on the road, as well as being a practical day-to-day vehicle.